everybody, and welcome to Celluloid Psychosis. I am your host, TJ Bowser, and joining me as always is the very handsome, very British, the only man that I know that eats baked beans for breakfast, Mr. Paul Ashford.
Hey, how's it going? How you doing?
Man, I am excited to do our first live show. Yeah. It's gonna be a doozy. We got a slew of stuff planned for this episode. It's exciting to say the least. But Paul, first, how was your week, buddy?
Man, it's been great, to be fair. I've had a really good week. I've had some work's been fine, doing my usual work. I've picked up a few new releases, which I'm sure we'll talk about down the line. Yeah, it's been exciting, man. Got a few little secret things going on in the background, which I'm happy about, all genre stuff. So, man, I've had a good week. Yeah, all good. How about yourself?
Man, very busy at work. We're kind of dealing with like this heat wave going on right now, so we're kind of dealing with some stuff, but we're getting it done. We're still getting that content pushed out and selling cars, and that's what it's all about, man.
Nice.
I'm excited, so excited to talk about some of these films we have on the list today. It's going to be great. It's been packed full, and of course, we'll talk about some of the stuff that we've been up to movie-wise with some screenings and whatnot. It'll be excellent. So, Paul, I think it's time for the Physical Media Roundup. Yeah! Okay. So, I'll start it off with the Vincent Partner Month, and then I'll let you take over for a little bit because
I'm glad you said that.
A big one, and this is kind of my wheelhouse. And if you guys look to my right, that is all Vincent from there to the floor. I got a lot of them. But anyway, without further ado, here we go. So first, the Arrested Development documentary project, which I actually ordered, and it looks fantastic. Arrested Development is a fantastic TV show, and if they're going to make a documentary about it, I'm going to fucking watch it. Paul?
Yeah. I've never watched a TV show, I'll be honest with you. I know of it. I've seen clips. I don't think it was such a big thing in the UK, but I've seen it. I've seen clips from it. I've seen the covers, etc. But yeah, not one that I've ever seen.
I think it's existed on Netflix for most, if not its entire life. So one of the OG Netflix originals, and it's damn good. Oh, following up, Beijing Watermelon, Bottom Feeders, David the Rock Nelson Collection, Volume 1, Ennio, which is a documentary about Ennio Morricone. It's cool if you like that stuff. I mean, you like the macaroni westerns and the giallo, and I mean, he did the first 3 Argento movies. The Animal trilogy.
That's kind of all I know him for, if I'm honest. But...
like I said, he did a bunch of westerns.
Yeah.
Feed Me, Kamikaze 89, Mr. Lonely, The Plot Against Harry, which looks fantastic, and I did buy. Rat Film, which is a documentary about rats, I think. I don't know. Roadkill, The Sagnus, Shanghai Triad, 6 in Paris, Supermarket, which is getting its UHD debut, which I guess is a big deal. Paul?
I say, is that the German spelling there for supermarket?
It is.
Yeah, obviously, I've just been to Germany myself, so
yes, he has.
I'm picking up words like that.
The Sweet East, To the Moon, Tramps, and With Love in a Major Organ.
That sounds interesting.
Paul, take it away.
So Arrow Video, one of our favorites, we have the Mexico trilogy, coming in UHD. So that we are talking El Mariachi, Desperado, and Once Upon a Time in Mexico. I believe that is going to be a 4K premiere on all of those movies.
It looks like a pretty high quality box set, if I'm
yeah. I think Arrow, they've really been knocking it out with the box sets recently as well.
Yeah.
Not only is the extras really good, but I just love the boxes they're coming in nowadays. They're sturdy and they look good, and they take up a good size space on the shelf, which I think is really good.
Those ones.
There we go. I believe that's coming to the UK as well. I don't think that's an American exclusive, is it? From what I remember, we're both getting it.
Dual region release.
Yeah, dual region. Yeah, which is always a bonus. So yeah, I'm very excited about that one. I will probably grab that one myself. I do like a bit of Antonio Banderas as well.
Who doesn't?
Yeah, exactly. And El Mariachi was one of the first films I got on VHS. I watched it after Desperado. Obviously, Desperado was the big one that came out. and then I had to track down El Mariachi after that, and I think it's actually the better film than Desperado.
Yeah,
Set pieces, the action, like the big bar fight and all that. Such a good film. And Once Upon a Time in Mexico is pretty good. It's pretty good from what I remember. It kind of came quite a bit after Desperado, didn't it? So it's kind of always a bit of a different vibe when there's such a gap between movies. But it wouldn't be. You need all three in the box set. I wouldn't want just two, so it's all good.
Yeah, I wouldn't accept anything less.
Yeah.
So we were blessed, and it's funny because Paul and I were talking specifically about this movie getting a U.S. release because it's only gotten like a obscure release overseas, and anyway, Severin Films is giving us Opera, Dario Argento's Opera, 4K UHD, and I saw something about maybe Dolby Vision or HDR that's going to be announced very soon. Super hyped for that. I love opera, and I know you do too.
I do.
All the crows and the razor blades and the eyes and the needles and all the music and stuff. It's cool as shit.
I literally came this close to buying the German release you mentioned. I was literally that close to buying it. It is a 4K release. It's like the 4K premiere, but no English subtitles.
Oh,
so you either get the dubbed if you're only understand English, you get the dubbed version, and that's it. So bit of a killer for me, unfortunately. But for Severin to pick up is amazing. Obviously, we've fawned over Cemetery Man and The Church.
And so it's switching labels. I believe that Opera was previously on Ronin/Scorpion, and they're moving over to Severin, which is cool to see Severin have so many Argento and Argento people films released. It's cool to see them all more at a centralized location.
And it shouldn't be too hard for me to get hold of a copy either here in the UK, because there's a few websites that will stock it once they get stock of it. So I should better pick up for a good price, not too much above the American retail.
So it seems like Severin's releasing or announcing a new title this week, every day this week, and then next month when they have their sale, they will actually release the movie for purchase. So far we only have 3 releases announced of the full sale, and the other 2 are Simple Like Silver and the Mummy and the Curse of the Jackals. I'm kind of only interested in Opera right now, but we'll see what the other couple are.
I'll be honest, I'd never heard of the other 2, but The Mummy and the Curse of the Jackals, I mean, the artwork looks cool. From 1969. It's a bit of a oddity from. It says on the release notes that it's a little seen movie, so that always interests me. And Simple Like Silver stars Christina Marsalak from Opera. Apparently her first role in 24 years. So hey, sounds good to me.
Pretty cool. Paul, take her away.
Yeah, so next up, I've gone for Retro Gold 63, which is probably a label you've never heard of. I just want to throw them in there. It's a German label. I only found out about them quite recently, but they're doing something rather special, or at least rather special to me. Later in July, around the 5th of July, they are releasing Troll, John Carl Buechler's Troll, on Blu-ray in a lovely media book edition with loads of pages of artwork and writing. It's actually the first time the first Troll has been released by itself that I can remember. It's always been bundled with Troll 2, and because Troll 2 is probably the one that everyone knows, one of the worst movies ever made, and they made the documentary. So whenever Troll has been released, it's always been on the same disc or in the same box set as Troll 2. So this one is getting a standalone release. I was very, very excited. They've used original artwork, which has never been used outside of the 80s promos and trade ads. But unfortunately, which I didn't realize until after I'd pre-ordered it and paid for it, there's no English language option. So it's going to be in German.
What you can do is have your girlfriend sit next to you and just
exactly, yeah. But to be fair, I've watched this film so many times, I'm going to know what they're saying.
Yeah,
so it'll be kind of fun. But to me, I'm getting it for the box set, the media book, solid artwork. Again, they're releasing 5-6 different artworks for Troll, and the same for Troll 2. There's so many options to pick up, but that's how they do things in Germany with media books. if you're a collector, you'll be spending a lot of money. And yeah, they are doing Troll 2 standalone as well. And they are doing the 1 and 2 box set as well. So yeah, pretty exciting stuff.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, do the Umbrella one as well.
Yeah, so Umbrella Entertainment from Australia. They are finally releasing The Primevals, which has got a lot of buzz online at the moment. It's the movie from it started like its life in the 60s, 70s, but it was kind of set to be made in the mid 80s directed by David Allen, the stop motion supremo. He unfortunately passed away from an illness, and the movie just didn't get finished. It was going to be a full moon movie, and they obviously didn't have the budget to do it, but it's sat in limbo forever, and everyone thought it was never going to happen. But they did do some kind of crowdfunding several years back, Kickstarter campaign to fund the rest of the movie, and it is actually finally getting released. It is actually out now on Full Moon streaming. You can rent it, and Full Moon have done their own release as well. But this is the Australian release. They're doing it in a lovely box set. Obviously, it's got a big box. It's got loads of extras with it. It's not out until August, unfortunately, so I will have to wait until then. But I do have a big soft spot for Umbrella. They did arguably the best Ghoulies release so far on Blu-ray.
You only say that because you're on it.
Still the only release that's got the fullest version we've ever found of the original Ghoulies as well. Let's get that little tag in there. No one else has released that to date. But yeah, I'm super looking forward to it. I wouldn't mind picking up the Full Moon version, but it'll be region locked for me, whereas the Umbrella one will not. Australia shares the same reason as us people of the UK, so that's a good thing for me. And I'm almost certain, without knocking Full Moon, I'm pretty sure Umbrella will do a better job. Although there is some really cool extras with the Full Moon version. You can get, there's a lunch box, there's little figures I've seen. So kind of jealous, but shipping from the America to the UK kind of sucks. I've been stung before by Full Moon, so I've decided to go with the Umbrella release, and I will just wait that a little bit longer until August.
Can't blame you at all, man. So wrapping up this physical media roundup, Criterion announced their September releases, and they are as follows: Rainbow Man and UHD. Hell yeah, buddy. Yeah. All of Us Strangers, Happiness, The Long Good Friday, and Greg Araki's Teen Apocalypse Trilogy.
Yeah, there's definitely 2 on there I'd be interested in, personally. Repo Man. It's just so weird. I used to have that on VHS way back in the day. And I actually caught a 35mm screening of that last year.
Nice.
Took my girlfriend as well, and it's just a crazy film. It's just so out there.
It is.
As you'd expect from that director. So to see that in UHD is going to be incredible. Greg Araki's, another VHS I used to have back in the day, was one of his movies. Again, so weird and out there. So to get 3 of them in a collection will be pretty damn cool.
I agree.
Yeah.
So, next up, Now and Theaters! I'll kind of just round this off, and we'll talk about if we're actually going to watch any of these. The Garfield movie, which I heard is actually cleaning up things. Yeah.
Yeah, do you know what? I watched the trailer. It looks pretty damn funny.
It does.
I'll be honest, yeah. Do you know, I've never had a problem with all the old Garfield movies, but this one, it looks pretty good.
It looks good. And Chris Pratt is kind of like a hot commodity these days.
Yeah. Obviously did Mario. I mean, I remember when they first announced him for Mario, and there was a lot of flack saying that his voice was the same. It's not Mario's voice, but when I watched the movie, I thought he was great. Obviously, I'm a massive cat fan. Got loads of cats myself anyway, so I might be a little bit swayed towards Garfield, but to me, it looks good. The trailer sells it for me.
Yes. The Bike Riders, featuring Austin Butler and Tom Hardy.
Yeah. No, I haven't seen the trailer for that one yet. That's a new one, but the screenshots look good.
Yes.
Kind of looks a bit like Sons of Anarchy to me, but I'm sure it'll be even better.
Agreed. Thelma, which looks absolutely batshit crazy. The trailer for that I saw before a screening I went to, and it was pretty damn awesome. The Exorcism with Russell Crowe. He's just doing all the Exorcism movies recently.
Yeah. So that's a different one to the one he's just done, is it?
It is. It's completely different.
How bizarre. Yeah.
A job's a job, I guess.
Yeah.
Kind of Kindness, which I'm hearing interesting things about. Furiosa, a Mad Max saga, which I'm hearing interesting things
Yeah,
about.
that's getting rave reviews, isn't it?
Yeah.
And when I first saw the trailer, I'll be honest, I was like, okay. To me, seeing
Not
the trailer,
performing well, but it's getting good
no,
reviews.
yeah. To me, it looked like honestly, I thought, oh, this is gonna be like a woke Mad Max. You know, it's featuring, it's going to concentrate on the female characters. But actually, the reviews have been amazing for it. But it isn't doing very well at all, unfortunately. Some people are saying it's probably better
Cinema
than the
as a whole has dwindled since COVID, and it's just kind of the modern state of all things. And it's
I hope it finds its home on Blu-ray and HD.
Bad Boys, Ride or Die, kind of tapped out at the second one. Not my thing. Michael Bay with all the lens flares and explosions.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fun, but I probably won't. I probably won't see it in the cinema or theater, as you say. I always find theaters are strange because theaters over here, you go and see a play, you don't see a film. We call it cinemas. Yes, theater is very different.
Inside Out 2, which looks promising because the first one was great. So if you have kids, go take them to watch it.
Yeah, that's Pixar too, isn't it? Inside Out.
It is.
Yeah, I saw. I don't know if you saw. They're selling off all their 4Ks at the moment. So I know they're pulling out, aren't they, of Disney?
Yeah,
Pixar.
Disney movie clubs on
Zavi. I think they're doing something crazy. Like I want to say 10 4Ks for like £50 in the UK on Zavi. So it's like they're getting rid of their stock before they're gone. So crazy.
The Watchers by M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong's daughter.
Yeah. Interesting. Not the 80s one with Corey Haim. The Watchers. I used to love that film.
Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, and I want to say that's Matt Reeves.
Possibly.
Like Batman? Matt Reeves?
Really? I saw the trailer, and it was. I did not like the trailer. It was a trailer with the actor and actress on the screen talking about their roles in the film. It was a really weird trailer, and it put me off wanting to see the film.
Wes Bell. Sorry.
Wes Bell. There you go. I've never been a huge. I'll probably go out on a limb, but I liked the Tim Burton ones he did. Planet of the Apes films.
That wasn't bad.
No, I know they got slated, and they kind of felt truer to the originals. But I haven't really got on with these modern ones personally. A lot of CGI, but
where the hell is Matt Reeves did War for the Planet of the Apes. That's where my confusion's coming from.
Okay. I'll let you off. It's fine. It's not a problem.
In a Violent Nature, that's the slasher movie from the killer's perspective. I heard it's boring.
Again, mixed things. But again, it's a buzz online. A lot of people are talking about it. I see it in loads of horror groups on Facebook, etc. Everyone's talking about it.
Most people haven't watched. What's that movie from the killer's perspective? Leslie Vernon.
Oh yeah,
Behind the Mask.
Robert Englund, wasn't it? Yeah. That was so underrated, that film, and it went under the radar.
And lastly, John Krasinski's If. Imaginary Friend, and I heard that is fantastic.
Yeah, I've heard good things about it. I loved him in The Office, obviously.
Yeah. And Steve Carell is the voice of the character too. So
yeah, I'm one of those people that prefers the American Office to the British Office as well. Even though I am British, so
I get immense pleasure when Michael meets the other Michael.
Yeah.
Paul?
Yeah.
You want to talk about some other stuff?
Yeah, let's talk about some Well, now this, I was going to talk some trailers, but you want to talk the Deadpool and Wolverine popcorn bucket, which I completely thought was a meme. I literally thought it was a meme.
So if you guys haven't seen it, look it up. I'd put it on here, but oh my, is it quite the thing? It's a giant gaping mouth. Ryan Reynolds wanted to outdo the Dune 2 popcorn bucket, and he surely did.
Yeah. I thought, okay, that's funny. They've just done a meme, but now it's a real thing, and that will sell out, and that will be on eBay for very high prices from scalpers. So look out. But I like it. It's again, buzz for that movie is going to be incredible just from that item alone.
And that's how you do it these days. Is weird, fun shit like that.
Yeah, they know what they're doing, which is really good. But again, I bet you we won't get that in the UK. We never got the June 2 popcorn buckets in the UK. So I'm not holding my hopes up for seeing that in the UK, but who knows?
Fair enough. So,
Yeah.
speaking of trailers, Venom 3 got a trailer, and Venom Horse is pretty sweet.
Yeah, it looks good. It looks really good. I enjoyed the first two, and this one looks even crazier than the second one. I thought the second one was quite out there, but yeah, no, it does look good. I do like Tom Hardy as well. Almost feel he's like a bit oversaturated at the moment. He is in a lot of things at the
Him
moment.
and Timothée Chalamet.
Yeah. He came out of nowhere for me. I'd never really heard of him when he appeared in Wonka. Apart from June. But yeah, now he's everywhere. But
everywhere.
I'm all for it. To be fair, I haven't seen him do a bad role, so it's all good.
Yeah, I agree. So we were graced with the Alien Romulus trailer, and I am so excited. It looks so fucking good, man.
It looks really good. Yeah. It's like the tone of the trailer is amazing. The suspense. It looks, I want to say, almost too good to be true.
I hope it delivers on everything that it seems like it's going.
It looks like it's got a good horror element in there. Obviously, it's got a horror director as well. It looks way better than I even imagined it could be. To be fair, this one, I hope we're not let down. Put it that way. I really hope we're not let down because it does look incredible. It kind of reminds me of Alien 3. The whole the tone of that one. I know a lot of people didn't like that one, but this one kind of reminds me of that.
I love Alien 3.
Yeah.
So we got a comment coming in here from a live viewer. Gordon says, got to make sure you take that popcorn bucket home for research purposes. Yes. Yes, that is what we do.
Absolutely.
So
we also had a Maxine trailer.
Yes.
Or Max. I guess it's Maxine. Or is it Max XXX?
Yeah.
So again, I watched the trailer. It looks really good. I have not seen the second one though. I did watch X. The first one was just called X. Again, there was so much hype over X. I gave it a watch and I thought it was pretty good. But I haven't to this time seen Pearl. But no, Maxine looks really good.
I like how Ty West is like goes dormant and then comes back. And he's like, I got 3 movies down already.
Yeah. So yeah, looking forward to it though. It'll be good.
So that is it for movie news. Let's move on to physical media pickups. I'll start things off with my long list. So I'm a pretty heavy collector, and I've been hitting the sites hard recently, and the shelves hard. And these are some, including but not limited to, my pickups over the last 2 to 3 weeks. Lynch Oz, the Mothman prophecies from Imprint. For audio listeners, I turned around and stared at my shelf. Communion from Via Vision, which is a tasty looking box. I did. Did you put True Lies? Fuck you. I did not buy True Lies. Paul knows I hate that fucking. The 4K disc is just awful. That's a good little thing there. The Crow 4K, which is stunning, but it only has a 5.1 mix, and it is lackluster. It is the same mix from the DVD.
Can you believe that we're in a world where a 5.1 sound mix is now not considered incredible?
I know. Oh, fuck. But with a movie like that, there's a lot of music to play throughout and like explosions and shit. I want to feel it. And it's so mid, man. It's so mid. But another movie that's not so mid, Dune Part 2. Got that in 4K, and that sounds amazing.
I can only imagine.
Yes.
Obviously, I saw it in the cinema on the big screen. It was incredible. I thought it was personally so much better than the original. But that's just me. I don't think so many people had this.
Yeah, part 1 and 2 together is like some of the best cinema in the last 20 years.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah, I would agree.
Star Trek The Picard Legacy Collection. You can see it right there above the microphone.
Nice.
Right there. Yep. That is a fantastic box. That includes Star Trek The Next Generation seasons 1 through 7, Picard seasons 1 through 3, Star Trek's 7, 8, 9, and 10, all on Blu-ray.
Wow. Sounds good to me.
Yeah, it's a hefty box. Star Trek: The Original Series Steelbook. That was pretty cool. Yeah, one and only Steelbook I own. Fun fact.
Yeah, I was going to say, what's your stance on Steelbooks? Because
I normally don't like them because they're too heavy, but I was like, Star Trek space. Yeah, this looks cool.
I haven't picked any up for ages. I don't think it's Steelbook. I mean, they're fine, but especially ordering online, I always get a dent in them. Always turn up with a dent, and yeah.
And you just sit there and cry. Like, why did I buy this? Yeah, absolutely. Star Trek Enterprise. And then from Vincent, I got Riddle of Fire. The most important thing, love.
Riddle of Fire. Is that the wrestler guy, Matt Riddle? No.
No. Invasion USA and UHD. Say that 5 times.
Yep.
Red Bob, Going South, Dangerous Game, China O'Brien 1 and 2. And last but certainly not least, Slopes Game Room, Cult Movies, Shows, and Classic Comics.
Nice. And sorry, was that the Eureka release of China O'Brien 1 and 2, the superior one? Or
Vinegar Syndrome, not superior. Don't make me pull mine out and show you. Paul, you got some goodies too.
Yeah, nothing like your list, unfortunately. But top of my list, I just recently picked up Crimson Peak, the 4K limited edition from Arrow. And man, it's an amazing set. Again, it's in this lovely chunky box, which Arrow are doing a lot with their limited editions now. For me, I know a lot of people didn't like the film when it came out, but I loved it when it came out. I saw it in the cinema. I love anything a bit gothic. Obviously, Guillermo del Toro, anything of his looks amazing. Whether or not you like the film or not, it's going to look amazing. So it's a movie that's made for 4K. Yeah, it's got a ton of extras on there. And again, it's just a beautiful little box set it comes in. Almost a bit like a media book, but it's all in English. Almost. It's lovely. And some new artwork as well on the cover. So yeah, I highly recommend that. It's kind of, at least in the UK, it's kind of going quite cheap at the moment. So I'd recommend picking one up before it gets sold out, because then the only chance of getting it is, of course, with the scalpers after that.
Ew.
Talking of the scalpers, if we mention that, I managed to grab a copy of, again from Arrow, Blood and Black Lace, the 4K limited edition, which has been out of print for quite some time now. I've had a safe search on eBay for ages, and suddenly it just popped up. And HMV, one of the big, if only one of the only big sellers of movies in the UK still, physical media. I'm guessing they found a few copies and they chucked them on their official eBay store, and they put it up for retail. So I snapped that up straight away.
Don't you love that whenever you're like scrolling and you're like, oh, flash restock, only 25 pound, and then you're like, oh, fuck.
Yeah. And I looked at it and I was like, it didn't even say limited edition, it just said 4K, but the picture was of the limited edition. So I was like, I took a shot on it, because I was like, well, even for that price, yeah. So I took a shot and it turned up, and sure enough, it was the limited edition, sealed, brand new. And I was like, wow, again, that's got beautiful artwork as well. Yeah. I haven't watched it yet, the transfer, but I've heard the transfer is incredible.
I want to say it's probably the same transfer that I have on my American Blood and Black Lace. Okay. And then mine's just the 2K variant of your 4K.
Okay, well, there you go. Yeah.
One would assume. Because Arrow loves to do that.
Yeah.
Paul and I double dipped like you wouldn't believe. So
I'm sure it works both ways. That's one of the good things about being two sort of prominent countries that get these releases. You get a choice, and import movies is not the hardest thing to do nowadays.
And we can compare and contrast my release.
Exactly.
Release. It's fun.
The next one, this is an older release, but I've literally just managed to grab a copy at a sensible price. Forgive me if I pronounce this wrong. I say Tenebrae.
That's how I say it.
Okay, that's good. Dario Argento's Tenebrae. So this one has been out of print for ages. It goes for silly money all the time on
Synapse,
eBay. Right? This is the Arrow version, but yeah, no doubt you've probably got on Synapse.
Yeah, it's actually so Phenomena and Synapse, I believe, are Arrow Synapse hybrid releases.
Okay.
That's why they're in the limited edition box.
Right. Okay. Well, that's
Did yours come in the limited edition box?
Yeah. It's in the same box.
So if you put it next to the Dario Argento 4K Arrow ones, they line up perfectly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly that. And that's probably one of the reasons why I'm trying to grab them all.
Yeah, that's what I did.
I'm a collector. They look good on the shelf. That's kind of one thing as well with the movies I collect. A lot of the reason for me is the packaging's good, the artwork's good. It's not necessarily the transfer all the time that I'll pick it up for, which sounds a bit crazy, but for me, it's got to be the solid package.
Yeah, like this Tremors 1 and 2.
Yeah.
So good. The packaging. You have just for the packaging.
Exactly.
Like,
I still can't believe Tremors 2 got a 4K release.
It's so good.
It was straight to video over here in the UK.
Yeah, same here.
So and now it's got a 4K release from Arrow as well, of all people. So yeah, but yeah, Tenebrae. Literally, that has just turned up in the last couple of days. So I have not opened it yet, but it's sealed. It's brand new. It looks amazing. Obviously, it's an absolute classic of a Argento film as well.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah,
and that weird beach scene. Ugh.
Yeah. Next on my list, City of the Living Dead. Again, Arrow, yet again, 4K limited edition. I've gone on a bit of an Arrow tangent this time. Lucio Fulci, he's just had his birthday, if he was still with us. Again, the artwork on this is all brand new as well. It looks incredible. Yeah. The transfer is amazing. I love seeing... Because the first time I watched this film was like a fuzzy old VHS way back in the day. To see it, what it looks like now is just phenomenal.
Is Blue Underground the people who released that in the US?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe so. But again, this is an Arrow one. It just looks beautiful. Yeah, highly recommend it. It looks the artwork, the book it comes with, the transfer, everything about it is amazing. Mm-hmm. I love anything Lucio Fulci. Finally, on my pickups, this is one I picked up in Germany. I was on holiday with my girlfriend recently. It's a set of movies that I haven't upgraded since an old DVD box set. Ooh. And this is Phantasm. Don Cascarelli's Phantasm.
My boy.
I kind of went all out. It's a bit of an older release, but it's all 5 movies in a media book box set, and it's very limited edition. Again, I found a seller on German eBay doing it real cheap. I was lucky enough to be over there for 2 weeks, so I could buy it, and then it turned up before I came home. This is released by, I'm going to get this wrong, I say Koch Media, but it's kind of spelled Koch Media. They have changed their name recently to Plyon Pictures.
That's not as
They
fun.
release a lot of top quality stuff in Germany and France as well. But the beautiful artwork on this set, it's got a limited edition giant box because it's 5 media books. So this is a beefy box set. It's a big release. Takes up a fair amount of shelf space, but it looks amazing.
Are you going to import the RoboCop 2 4K?
I think so, yes.
I saw that today, and I was like,
I still need to pick up the first one.
Oh, that Arrow is...
First one. Yeah, again, it's another one that's been out of print, the limited edition. Again, I don't think I could live with the standard edition when I know there's that limited one out there. I can't deal with Amaray cases with nothing else on them now. That's just me, you know. If I can't have that, I'll just watch it on streaming on Netflix or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, part 2. You know, I never had an issue with it when it came out. You know, I thought it was good, and it's a good movie in its own rights. But yeah, that's my pickups.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So let's move on to our screenings.
Yes.
So if you are a new listener, Paul and I do some movie screenings on occasions, and since we've been gone, and Paul's been in Germany, that's kind of where we've been. Paul's been in Germany. We've been upgrading equipment so we could do the show live and all that stuff. But anyway, okay, we did screenings, and I did the Alien 45th anniversary screening with my fiance Sarah, and that was phenomenal. I saw some YouTube videos were like, is Alien new screening, is the movie still as good as you remember it? And I'm just like, yes, it's even better as I remember it. Sigourney Weaver, fucking brilliant. Ridley Scott brings the terror. Fucking Harry Dean Stanton, still one of my favorite characters in cinema ever, is his fucking character in that. It's good shit. Everything about it, the chest. Oh, it's so good, so good.
Yeah. Then had Sarah seen it before?
No, it was her first time, and she was thoroughly enjoyed it. So yeah. and that false ending when everything's fine, and then the alien comes out of the wall. It's like Yeah, it got her. Yes. But I took my 13-year-old daughter to a screening deep into the city for I Saw the TV Glow, the Jane Schonenberg movie, and it is fucking incredible. If you don't like it, you're an idiot. It
Yep.
is a queer tinged mindfuck that teaches you the importance of following your heart. And it
Wow.
is a great fucking movie.
Yeah.
And I also recently purchased We're All Going to the World's Fair, Jane's other movie. It was released the Utopia sublabel on the Vincent website.
Okay.
They did those flash restocks for like 25 units or something. I picked one up because I watched that movie also with my daughter. And that was also a very fun movie. Jane's a fantastic director.
I saw it. Still no UK release for I Saw the TV Glow. I know you
July.
keep raving to me about it. July.
Yes.
Little way to go.
We'll find other means for you to watch it. And last but certainly not least, I took my fiance Sarah to the town of Katanning, Pennsylvania, and we went with Myers House NC. That is a tour group / screening company, and they showed us around the shooting locations for the Mothman Prophecies. This is about 25 minutes from our house. I grew up pretty close to where they filmed this. I remember when they filmed it. I remember like it was the other day. My grandmother at the time was very excited that Richard Gere was in town. It was really cool. We went around to all the locations, went by the bridge and everything, and then finished the tour where the movie finishes and then watched the movie while we had dinner. It was a really cool, intimate setting. The host was really nice. He knew his movie stuff. I actually started following the director on Instagram after that of Mark Pellington. He is a phenomenal man. If you get the imprint release of Mothman Prophecies, it has a lot of behind the scenes stuff, and it's just wild that he chose Katanning, Pennsylvania, of all the places in the world. But then again, if you don't know, that is the same place they filmed the My Bloody Valentine remake. So it's kind of like the perfect little slasher town.
Yeah.
It fit the Point Pleasant bill with it being like a mining town and it being like in the valley and with the it has the big bridge. It's cool.
Yeah,
It's perfect for what it was. Yes.
I love that remake as well.
Yes, it's good shit.
Almost prefer it to the original, but that's controversial. So I saw some screenings too. I'm very lucky to have a cinema not too far from where I live that has a 35mm setup, and they show a movie a month normally.
A movie a month.
So I got the pleasure of seeing Paul Verhoeven's Starship Troopers in 35mm. It was an absolute blast. I did see the film when it first came out back in the late 90s. So this was really cool to go and see it again on the big screen. It was a really nice audience. There wasn't too many people there, I'll be honest, but the audience there, obviously, they were there. They were all fans of the film. I think I would say most of the people had seen the film before.
Dizzy or Carmen?
Probably Carmen. Although, yeah, she does come across. I didn't realize until watching this time, she is quite a bitch in it. Quite the bitch. And I did feel really bad. I always thought Dizzy was a bit of a weirdo. She was just a bit of a weirdo, a bit of a hothead. But in this one, I don't know. This time I watched it, she kind of came out as the nice one.
You feel bad for her when she's dying.
Exactly that. I did feel bad for her. But it was incredible. The audience loved it. There was lots of whooping, cheering. The same place showed RoboCop last year, and you can imagine the audience reactions to that. So they've actually been on a bit of a Paul Verhoeven thing because they also did Showgirls, which unfortunately I couldn't make that showing of Showgirls.
I feel like Hollow Man would be fun in a group setting as well.
I'll be there if they show that. I'll be there for sure.
Yes.
So yeah, it was amazing. It was great to see it back on the big screen. I took my girlfriend as well, and she loved it as well. She had seen it a long time ago, but we both loved it. It was brilliant. Next up on the list, we were lucky enough to see Labyrinth on the big screen. Jim Henson's Labyrinth on my girlfriend's birthday as well. So this was great. Not 35mm. It was your standard digital showing, but it is at our local cinema just down 20 minutes from here. A real nice cinema. It's called the Everyman. I don't know if anyone from the UK is listening, but there's like a luxury cinema. You sit in sofas. You get people that bring food out to you. They order drink. They come to your seat and order drinks, bring you food, etc. It's a real like luxury cinema experience. They do throwback films every Sunday, and we were lucky enough to get Labyrinth. My girlfriend had never seen it on the big screen before. I had as a kid, way back in the late 80s when it came out, showing my age. But yeah, it was amazing. There was even one guy there dressed up as Jareth, the Goblin King. But yeah, incredible. I've never thought I'd see this back on the big screen. Yeah, David Bowie character.
Did the guy who was dressed up have a crotch bulge?
He did. Excellent. Yeah, you have to. It's part of it's part of the thing. You can't not do it nowadays. Well, nowadays ever. And the third film I saw from my screenings. This was just a few days ago, just this weekend gone. Again, this was at the place with the 35mm setup. This was Roadhouse. The 1989 original with Patrick Swayze, and oh my god, it was amazing.
That movie's amazing.
Quite a lot of people there for this one, and they lapped it up. It was incredible, and you forget some of the one-liners in this movie that obviously probably weren't. She absolutely loved it.
Yeah,
absolutely loved it. Yeah, obviously she thought it was 10 times better than the remake. Not that I'm slagging off the remake too much, because I thought the remake was okay, or reboot, whatever you want to call it. It was okay. Movie. Yeah, exactly that. But this one, I just thought it's got so much heart. The characters are really likable. You really like Patrick Swayze's character within minutes. I thought the Jake Gyllenhaal the remake kind of give or take.
And as cheesy as it is, the throat rip scene is such a moment.
Yeah. It's iconic, isn't it? Yeah. I still don't like how his girlfriend reacts to that. The girl that doesn't want him to kill anyone, or doesn't want him to fight. She's like, he's literally blown up that guy's house and almost killed him, and then she's like having a go at him for killing the guy off. And that guy is a badass as well. The scene where Dalton comes in, and he comes in with his cue and then starts fighting everyone. That guy's a badass. So for him to rip his throat
what wrestler makes the cameo?
Oh, the one and only, and I've completely forgotten his name. Terry Funk.
There you go.
You nearly got me then. Yeah. I don't like the way he was killed off.
No.
He's just you just because that's the big scene at the end in the house. He's just led on the floor. There's no fight with him, is there? So all that build up, and then he's just led on the floor, presumably dead at the end. It's like, oh, come on! I would have loved to have seen him fight Swayze.
Yes.
But yeah, amazing film. The audience lapped it up. There's laughs throughout. The bit before he does the throat rip scene, when the guy blows up the building, and then he drives off on his motorbike, and he just gives that evil laugh on his bike. The whole cinema just cracked up laughing. It's just so funny. And again, that same scene with that same guy when they're fighting to the death, and he's like, I fucked guys like you in prison. It's just like meant to be like hard ass, but it was just hilarious. And again, right at the end, when he's in the guy's house, the main guy, whose name I've forgotten, who's the main bad guy, the old guy.
And I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, Patrick Swayze gets into the trophy room with all the animals stuffed on the wall, and he's like, I see you found my trophy room, but I've only got one thing missing. Your ass. It's just like, come on, man. You can at least say your head. Don't say ass. You can't say that. But it's a real thing of the 80s, and it was just audience participation was amazing. Yes. So yeah, I was blown away by that one.
Excellent. Mm-hmm. So let's finish the show off like we do with all of our news shows with our recommendation of the week.
Yeah.
So my recommendation's a weird one, and it's
obviously
probably hard to watch, obviously, like most of my picks. And that is The Other Dimension in the films of Fabio Salerno. And that is a limited release from Bleeding Skull.
Mm-hmm.
I bought that via the vinegarsyndrome.com website. So Fabio Salerno is somewhat akin to Fulci, Lynch, and Argento, but with none of the budget.
You've just completely sold me.
Yeah. So this collection is 10 or more. He did 2 features and then over like 10 shorts from Fabio, and they are bonkers and crazy and gory and gross and nightmarish, and they're awesome. And the presentation of them all is awesome, and it's just a loaded set from Bleeding Skull. I love it so much. So if you're a fan of Giallo, you're a fan of, like I said, Argento, Lynch, Fulci. And I only say Lynch because there is some weird fucking imagery going on here. And it's Lynchian as fuck. Go buy the set. Go watch Fabio's stuff because nobody talks about him. Everybody should. And yeah.
Excellent. I'll be looking out for that for sure. Well, my pick of the week. So this is on Amazon streaming, Amazon Prime in the UK. I don't know if it is in America.
It is.
It is, yeah. And this is RoboDoc, documentary on the creation of RoboCop. This is a 4-part series as well. You're looking at like each episode's between an hour to almost 2 hours. And this is the most in-depth.
From the same people that brought you the Pennywise doc.
Yes, that's right. This is the most in-depth documentary on RoboCop you could ever imagine.
3 parts, correct?
I thought it was 4 parts.
4 parts, okay.
I think it's 4 parts.
Even cooler then.
I'm sure it's 4 parts. And I said each episode, it ranges from about an hour to an hour and a half, if not a bit longer. And they go full on in depth, and it is just so well done. It's so interesting. I even like the score. They've redone the RoboCop theme, kind of synthwavy as well. I forgot who actually did that score, but it sounds incredible across the intro. But they interview anyone and everyone who had anything to do with the original RoboCop.
That's good.
I'm talking about anyone, even I'd buy that for $1. He's in there. They interview him, and he's in there quite a bit. You've got Scott Thompson from Ghoulies, who is one of the not the thug that shoots the guy who gets shot in the dick by RoboCop, but the other guy that's where they're holding the girl, and he talks about that scene as well. And they've got like the escorts / models. Bitches leave. Those 2 girls, they're in there. Literally anyone that's in the background, all the cops, loads of the cops are in there. Literally, if the person's still alive, they are in this documentary.
That's
unfortunately,
great.
A few people have passed from the film, but everyone else who's still alive is in there. Loads of the FX guys. It's incredible, and also Verhoeven himself's in there. It's just so well done. It's they talk through everything. Even the Coyote brothers are in there. Because obviously they did the one of the movie trailers for the SUX 3000 or SUX 3000, the big American car with like the little dinosaur that walks in and like attacks people. They just did the effects for that, and they get their own whole bit in the doc. It's just amazing. It's so in depth. I highly recommend it. And apparently they are doing RoboCop 2 next. So there's going to be a whole new one on RoboCop 2, and yeah. I'm looking forward to that already. So I highly recommend it. It's streaming for free on Prime. I think there's a physical release as well. Ooh. I do think they did a physical release. But I saw it on Prime, and wow, it's incredible. Even if you've never seen RoboCop, it's just so interesting seeing the process of the movie making, talking to the people, and seeing how they've aged as well. Even the guy that plays RoboCop. Oh my god, I've forgotten his name.
Peter Weller.
I'm picking up Verhoeven again. He has got some funny stories about he was taking girls back to his trailer, and it wasn't just him saying that. Other people were saying it as well. They said his trailer was always a rocking. So he had some clout in that movie. I guess when you're RoboCop, you can do what you want, kind of. Yeah, it's just so cool. Highly recommended. And
awesome.
That would definitely be my recommendation of the week.
Excellent. Well, thank you guys for joining us on our first live streamed episode of Celluloid Psychosis. It has been an absolute doozy and my pleasure. Paul, thank you for joining me on this awesome Tuesday. We will be back maybe next week with some more news or maybe some reviews. We will see, and we will see you there. I have been your host, TJ Bowser. Paul?
Goodbye, everyone. Thank you very much. And I've been your host, Paul Ashford.